friends, welcome back. Day 4 of the Lose Weight This Week 5-day mini course for fat loss. I hope you're having some revelations. I hope you're having fun. I hope you're discovering some new things about yourself and about this weight loss process and learning lots of great information that you can take forward about what sustainable, successful weight loss looks like into your journey beyond this 5-day mini course. So today we are talking about building your belief so that you can conquer your goals, or in other words, overcoming the whole "that's never going to happen to me" syndrome. Yeah. So yesterday we discovered how eating protein and lifting heavy things and moving is essential for changing your body composition, which ultimately is what we want. That is the way to have sustainable long-term results and to change your body for good, is in that body composition. So that is the key. But here's the kicker. None of that matters if you don't believe you can do it. 25% of Americans give up their weight loss goals within 2 weeks. Why? Because of their beliefs, first and foremost. Your beliefs are going to create the experiences that you have. It's kind of like if you wake up one morning and you believe it's going to be the worst day ever, you're going to find ways to create that experience for yourself. If you wake up in the morning and it's your birthday and you're like, "Oh my goodness, this is going to be the best day of my life," and you're going to find those experiences, chances are, as well. So your beliefs are going to create what you experience and what you tell yourself. We're going to dive into that today. Henry Ford once said, "Whether you believe you can or believe you can't, you are right. You're the one that gets to decide." So today, it's my hope that you absolutely will leave this training understanding how your beliefs ultimately decide your weight loss success. And that's why this is so important to really digest and to really understand and to spend some time on. And that's why I'm going to ask you as best you can to limit your distractions. I'm going to do the same thing because someone's blowing up my phone, but I'm going to be ignoring them. Focus right here, close the door, put on a movie for the kids, anything so that you can really get this information, because nothing is going to change with your weight loss unless you first have beliefs that are going to get you there. We're going to tackle some of that today. Just imagine if doubt and fear, or the fear of failure, was no longer a concern of yours anytime you embarked upon this. Imagine if you had unshakable confidence in your ability to do this, in your ability to lose weight, and in yourself. Imagine if you could become, not because, my apologies, but if you could become your own best cheerleader. Yeah, it's possible. It definitely is. And that's the experience I would love for you to start to create for yourself. Because the one thing that makes the difference between weight loss success and failure is what you believe. Doesn't matter what diet you try to do, or what fitness program or protocols you put into place. If you don't believe this is going to be successful, none of that matters. None of the strategy matters. So the 3 reasons beliefs determine your success. Beliefs determine your thoughts, because you're always going to find evidence for what you believe, right or wrong. Your thoughts create your emotions. Emotions are simply your body's feedback mechanism to what you are thinking. And then those thoughts plus those emotions together are going to determine your next step, your action, whether you move forward closer to your goal or you take a couple steps back, because our brains are always going to move towards pleasure and away from pain. So reason number 1, beliefs determine your thoughts. This is because you're always going to find evidence for what you believe, no matter what. This is why you must find evidence for what you believe, because of something called cognitive dissonance. This is something that happens with your brain that psychologists have recognized and studied over the course of decades now. Basically, it comes down to the fact that we prefer our ideas to be consistent with what we already believe. We want our beliefs and our thoughts and all those things to be consistent and to run together. And so when a new idea presents itself or something challenges one of those deep-seated beliefs, we have 2 choices. We can either accept that new evidence or that new idea and thus challenge our belief and change our belief, or we can discount the evidence, throw it away and say, "Nope, that's not true. I'm not believing that." because it doesn't match up with what we already believe. And this is the process that you're going through, I'm going through, people. It's discernment. It's the process that we're going through every single day so that we can stay consistent with what we believe. Why? You must find evidence for what you believe. Well, we hold so tightly to our beliefs, we will do almost anything to protect them. Right or wrong, all of our experiences, everything that you're experiencing in your life currently is the result of something you believe. Your financial picture is the result of something you believe. My money beliefs might be different than a friend of mine's money beliefs, and therefore our bank accounts reflect that. My beliefs about weight loss are not going to be my friend's beliefs about weight loss, and therefore our bodies are going to reflect that. My beliefs about relationships and maybe my marriage or my parenting may not be the same as a friend's beliefs about relationships and parenting, and therefore our kids and our relationships and how we treat our spouses or how we do them is going to reflect that. So everything that we have in our lives is a reflection of what we choose to believe. And we hold on tightly to those beliefs, and we're very protective of them because that tends to be like the number one thing in our lives. That makes us feel safe. It keeps us comfortable. Our beliefs make us feel secure. And when we are challenged, we get uncomfortable. We don't like that very much. And so most people tend to quickly delete anything that's contradictory so that you don't have to face the challenge to your belief or work through it. This is especially true with some of those really super sensitive subjects like politics or like religion. These are things that come up. This is why we avoid subjects at the Thanksgiving table or at Christmas. It's like, we don't want to go there. Well, I love you anyway because I don't want to have to challenge your beliefs or have you challenge mine. I just want to have a good time because it doesn't feel good, it doesn't feel comfortable, it doesn't feel safe, and it equals pain. So here's the kicker though. Just because you believe something doesn't make it automatically true. That's a humbling statement, especially if you start to apply it to some bigger things. It's scary. But just because you believe something is true doesn't automatically mean that it is true. And just think about how this would apply if you have kids and your kid says something really destructive about themselves. Chances are, if you're a parent and you love your kid, you're going to jump in and say, that is not true. Let me convince you otherwise. So just because they believe they're not pretty or just because they believe they're not a good student doesn't mean they aren't. It means that they believe it, and so they're going to create it. And here's the way you can tell if something is actually true or not, because I hear this a lot. Well, it has to be true because the evidence shows it. Yeah, but you're creating evidence to support your belief. Yes, but it has to be true because that's all I see, right? Well, seeing is not necessarily believing truthful things. Just because you see it doesn't necessarily make it true. You can tell what's true because truth is freeing. One of my favorite quotes, you will know the truth and the truth will set you free. Truth will always free you. Lies are always binding. Lies will always limit you, hold you back, keep you in bondage, make you feel smaller. They're uninspiring. They keep you in your place. You know what it feels like. It's like a punch in the gut kind of a thing. So you know if something is true, if it inspires you and it frees you, even if you don't like it. Let me just make that clear. You cannot like the truth and still have it free you. Lies will never do that. It's not capable. Lies will always keep you smaller. Lies will always keep you bound because they don't have the power to be able to set you free. This is just a universal way, truth of life. So that is the way you can tell, is what I believe about my weight loss journey, is what I believe about this currently, is it true? And you can look at how you feel. You can look at what it keeps you doing, what your actions keep reflecting. And you can say, well, is this keeping me in bondage? Or is this freeing me to be something else, even if I'm afraid, even if I'm uncomfortable? You can tell. You can use your own discernment. Beliefs determining your thoughts. This has been studied. Here's one example of one such study. And let me just kind of pull out a couple of the takeaways from this. What they determined when they were looking at experience and expectations with different patients regarding weight loss, this was so healthcare system workers could hopefully help do a better job. They discovered self-confidence and weight loss are linked. So there's a correlation between whether you can lose weight and how much self-confidence you have. They also discovered that the higher the BMI of the person, the lower the belief that weight loss is possible, which is really sad. And then they discovered that the greater the BMI, or the higher the BMI is of the person, the greater the unrealistic perception of weight loss is. So, when you feel like you have a lot of weight to lose, our beliefs get skewed. We start getting less confident that we can do it. And then we start getting unrealistic ideas of what weight loss needs to look like, which is why we have to be rooted in truth, which goes back to the tracking, the data, the truth about this process, and getting clear on what it is we're actually trying to do and what a realistic expectation is of that, which is what we've been building on all this week. So just think about your beliefs for a second, and think about how your beliefs may be determining your thoughts with this process. And ask yourself, what would change if you changed some of your beliefs? If you're open to that, what might actually change in this weight loss process for you? If you were open to challenging some of those beliefs and maybe even changing a few of them. Reason number 2, thoughts create your emotions. They are linked because emotions are simply your body's reactions to what you are thinking. Negative emotions will create negative thoughts. And positive emotions will create positive thoughts. They're linked together. It's hard to have a positive thought and a negative emotion unless there is some sort of underlying belief that positive thing is actually scary, right? So it's kind of like the idea of a good tree cannot produce bad fruit and a bad tree cannot produce good fruit. Truth is truth. And these are going to, it's the negative emotions are going to be the fruit of the negative things that you're thinking. Your body, so this is how it works. Your body reacts and then produces an emotion. It's a chemical process. So let's say you're feeling ashamed. Something happens and you're embarrassed and you're ashamed. Your mind doesn't process, I'm embarrassed and I'm ashamed first, and then you feel it. No, what happens is something hits you, an experience happens, evidence happens, and then all of a sudden your face gets red or flushed, or you start to get tingly, or you start to feel this warm feeling, or you start to feel uncomfortable, something doesn't feel good. And then your mind says, what is that? What just happened? What just reacted? And your brain has to interpret what your body's data is sending back to it. And then a few seconds later, all of a sudden that emotion will be interpreted with a thought, oh my goodness, I am embarrassed. I can't believe I weigh over 200 pounds. I've had that experience. I know what that's like. But your body experiences it first. And your emotional response happens first. And usually that emotional response is based on the belief you have. If I step on the scale and I'm over 200 pounds because of my beliefs about myself, maybe I feel embarrassed and ashamed. Somebody else, because of their beliefs about themselves, might celebrate if they step on the scale and say, I'm 200 pounds. This is fantastic, right? It's all based upon your beliefs, what that means in that instant your body is processing that information, and then your brain has to have a thought to interpret it. So thoughts, or excuses we could say, that support some of those limiting beliefs. These are pretty common ones. I don't have enough time to exercise. I just don't have enough time to meal prep. I just don't have enough time to figure this out. Or, I just love food. I just love chocolate. I'm just going to crave too much. I can never lose weight because I love carbs. I hear that. I can never lose weight. I love bread. I love carbs. I love ice cream. The food, I'm just craving too much food and I just can't do it. This is another common one I hear. I don't know what to eat. I'm so confused. I just don't know what to eat. I don't even want to try. I don't even want to start. I don't know what's healthy anymore. So, why bother, right? And then another one is, I've done it before. I always fail, always get it back. I'll probably fail again. I just don't want to have to fail again, right? All of these thoughts, do they create positive or negative feelings around weight loss? If you think, I don't have enough time, if you think, oh, I crave bread too much, or I don't know what to eat. What type of emotion is behind that? What kind of an emotion is creating that thought, or what kind of an emotion does that thought, or if these are beliefs, does that create? Because our brain is programmed to do two things, and everything boils down to these two things. Your brain is either moving towards something that is pleasurable, that seems fun and wonderful and rewarding, and it's programmed to move us away from things that seem harsh or painful or negative, uncomfortable. And so our brain is constantly evaluating, say, good, pleasure, happy, yes, oh, nope, painful, nope, scary, uncomfortable, stay away. It's just constantly looking for that interpretation. It's going to pull us towards something or push us away. So, looking through that lens, look at these thoughts, these common excuses for why people can't lose weight, or these thoughts that support the limiting beliefs. I don't have enough time to exercise, to meal prep. What's the emotion under that? Hopelessness, overwhelm, low energy, sadness, maybe. Food cravings prevent me from losing. Well, that's I would say that probably is a feeling of powerlessness behind that. Discouragement. Not sure what foods to eat. Well, confusion. Anytime we're confused, how motivated are we to go towards something if we feel completely confused? No, your brain's saying, that's confusion, that's painful. I don't even want to get into that. I don't have time. That feels exhausting. I don't have the energy. I'm confused. Hey, look, a brownie. I'm not confused about that. I like brownies. Let's eat that. Like, it's a no-brainer when you see it this way. I'll probably fail again. Shame, embarrassment, discouragement, hopelessness, all of those. Is your brain going to say, I'll probably fail again. Let's do this. No. Your brain's going to be like, we don't like failure. We're good. We can find a way to make this work. Let's just stay away from there. You're not being pulled towards it at all. You're being repelled. Your thoughts create your emotions. So just think about for a second what new possibilities might come into your experience if you actually made the commitment to change your thoughts about your weight loss. If you really stopped to not only examine your beliefs, but you said, I am going to proactively take control, and I'm going to change these thoughts because I want to experience different emotions, and I would like to have another thought. What would that do for your weight loss experience or for your chances of success? All right, reason number 3, thoughts plus emotions equal actions. And I hope by now this is becoming abundantly clear. It's like falling off a log. That if I'm having a really negative thought and I'm feeling a negative emotion with that thought, how likely am I to go running towards doing something that's going to create that, right? I'm going to just say, yes, I'm going to go do that now. I can't wait for the pain. No, we're always moving towards pleasure and away from pain. This is a great infographic, kind of a flow chart here. You can't see this here, so let me move this over here for a second so you can see it better. This is a great encapsulation of how this process looks. And this is why you must take leadership over your thoughts and your emotions and have ownership over them. Instead of just allowing them to control you, you must control them. The truth is, only you can decide which direction this goes. You can put anything into this little matrix here, and you can see where it leads. If you have let's say you believe, I'm always going to be 300 pounds, let's say, then that's going to make you feel something. I'm always going to be 300 pounds. I'm hopeless. I'm ashamed. I'm depressed. I'm a lost cause, right? You're going to start to feel all these negative things. And that's maybe going to lead you to taking an action because, oh, this is painful. This is painful. We need something that'll make us feel less pain. Hey, a cookie. Hey, let's eat. Let's get some sugar, right? That's a temporary high. That'll give me that temporary hit of something that feels good. So you'll go and you'll eat more cookies. And then as you're eating more cookies, you're like, oh, see, this is why you're always going to be 300 pounds. You can't stop eating sugar. You can't stop eating the cookies. And what does that do? It reinforces that negative limiting belief. Only you can feed your faith or feed your fear. Only you can decide to stop this. I or no one else can stop this for you. You have to make that decision for yourself. So whatever one you feed is going to create and perpetuate this cycle, and it's just going to grow bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So if you instead said, I'm changing this belief, my new belief, and I have a friend that has done this recently, my new belief is I must be under 300 pounds or I will die. So if you convinced yourself, if I don't get under 300 pounds, I am going to die, maybe within this year, and you believe it, you have the fear of God in you that this will happen, your brain says, no, death is painful, no, and you're going to run away from that, and you're going to say, okay, I don't want to die, I want to feel alive. I want to feel alive. I must be under 300 pounds so I can feel alive. Well, that feels good. Yes, I like this idea of feeling alive. What can I do? I'm going to hire a nutrition coach, and I'm going to go figure out what to eat. And I'm going to find some friends that have a gym in their garage. I'm going to go work out with them. And then that's going to create those actions. Taking those actions is going to be creating thoughts. Oh my God, I can do this. I must do this. I'm doing this. Yes, it's working. Yes, let's keep doing it. And that's going to continue that cycle. And you're the only one who can decide what you feed this. Is this going to be something that's fearful and limiting, or is this going to be something that's faith-filled, inspiring, and expanding? All right, so let's look at our chart again. The thoughts, the excuses that keep you small. Those feelings of hopelessness, the powerlessness, the confusion, the shame, not enough time, the food cravings, I don't know what to eat, all of that stuff. What if we turned it on its head? Because you can do that. We can take a thought and we can say, what if the opposite were true? What if we turned it on its head? What if you had more than enough time to meal prep? What if the opposite was true? And we turned that into supporting truthful beliefs. Maybe it goes from, oh, I don't have time to, well, how much time would I be willing to devote to? And that becomes curiosity. Well, what do I crave most? How can I build that in? That becomes empowerment. Well, where can I learn what foods are best to eat? Can I hire someone to teach me? That becomes determination. I know I can do this. Other people have done it. I've read their stories. People worse than me, people fatter than me, people that had it harder than me. They've done it. I can do it. I know I can do this. That becomes feelings of certainty. Cultivating those types of thoughts are always going to create positive emotions. And they will always move you towards your goal. And this is a decision you must make. I'm here to tell you, it's not going to feel comfortable at first because you're more comfortable with what you've been feeding for so long. But it's worth it because it'll become comfortable the more you adopt that belief and feed that belief. Then that new belief stretches you into a new person, and that belief becomes way more comfortable than the old belief you left behind. So ask yourself, if you decided to step up, be brave, and change your thoughts, and change your beliefs, change what you feel, how would that change your life? Here's another thought, bonus thought. If you didn't decide to do this, what would happen then? Where would you be in the next 3 months? If you said, nope, I'm going to keep my limiting beliefs, I'm not going to step up, I'm not going to change, I'm just going to keep everything the way it is, and I'm just going to play small. What does your life look like in 3 months then? The difference is a decision. So here's the bottom line. You have to decide to believe you can. You have to decide what you believe in. And then grow and foster that brand new belief. It's the only way. It's the only way. Because keeping the same beliefs and trying and doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results is insanity. And you will not get there until those beliefs shift and change. So building new belief requires certain things. You have to turn your attention and your focus away from all the ways that you can't do something and start funneling them into all the ways that you can. And Fat Loss Academy is a tool that's available to you that can help you with that if it's something that would be a good fit for you. So when you look at building that belief and that new confidence in yourself, what you want to start to do is set small, reachable goals. So often people set an impossible bar too high. And usually it's somebody who doesn't have a belief in themselves. So they're going to prove to themselves they're going to fail by reaching this astronomical goal for themselves. And then they are excited for like 2 seconds. Yeah, I'm going to find the way to do that. And then when they fail miserably, see, I knew it, right? People set the bar too high. We're looking for like 1% change, 1% difference. That's what you want to do. Set small, reachable goals. And in Fat Loss Academy, that's what we do. We set small, reachable macronutrition and movement goals week by week, day by day, so that we're building on those experiences. We're getting you stackable wins together so that you can build your confidence. And when you start to see you're getting win after win and you're seeing what's working, and you're training your brain to think about what's working, all of a sudden, you're realizing, I'm doing this, I can do this. Why did I think I couldn't do this before? And this begins to be easy. You begin to reshape your belief in yourself and your belief about what you can do and achieve. You want to surround yourself with positive messages. Some of my clients have created amazing vision boards when they felt stuck. Oh my goodness. I love some of those things because, like I said, you're either going to feed your fear or feed your faith. And what you keep repeating to yourself over and over again is what you're going to encounter, is what's going to start to be accepted by your brain. It's really the story you're telling yourself over and over and over is what you're going to see, what you're going to experience, and what you're going to recreate. Working with a coach like me can help you cultivate positive self-talk, can help you see and influence what is possible, convince you of what beliefs need to change and what's possible, and then cultivate those messages within yourself and help you create things outside yourself so that you can continue to just focus your brain on where you need to go, where you need to believe, instead of all of the limiting stuff, all the ways you can't. Seeing progress every single week is also motivating. Surrounding yourself with what you've done, noticing, acknowledging all the ways that you're winning. This is something that you'll also do if you work with me in Fat Loss Academy, because every week on our weekly check-ins, we're not looking at what's going wrong. We're looking at what's going right. We're celebrating all the non-scale victories in addition to the scale victories and hitting the macronutrition goals and things like that. We're taking a step back and we're truly assessing what is, instead of just assuming or just surrendering to what this week may feel like emotionally. You're going to want social support. It takes a village, right? Well, if you decide to join me in Fat Loss Academy, you're going to get continuous anytime coaching support from me, where you can reach out, talk, or text anytime to work through any challenges. And that always feels good when you know you've got someone in your corner if you have an emotional breakdown. I had one client who had a really bad doctor's appointment, immediately reached out, and we just had to triage the emotions in that situation. We just had to sit with that. And then after that moment, she took empowered action, and it completely changed the course of her weight loss journey. And now she's 30 pounds down. Because of that moment, we transformed what that moment meant, where she felt like it was a disaster. We took a new action, and then all of a sudden she got a completely different result, the result she was looking for. I can help you build a community to support you, because you're going to need a community to support you, especially if you're the only one in your family or your household that's committed to doing this. And then finally, the last thing that you need to start creating that confidence in yourself is to learn to relax. Because we make things bigger than they are, and we freak out over things we really don't need to. Sometimes you just have to learn to let go and relax. And part of being part of Fat Loss Academy and the community that is built with me and with others in it is you have peace, knowing that there's a plan to get you there. You won't have to worry about how you're going to get there or any of the results. You've got a coach. You've got a plan. You don't have to create that yourself or DIY it yourself. You can lean on somebody else to do that, and you just have to execute that plan. Also, learning to let go when you experience disappointment or setbacks. This is something that having a coach can help you do. Because the more we hold on to it, the more we're going to create more limiting beliefs. We have to learn from the failures and the setbacks, receive the message, and then let it go so that we can walk forward in confidence. And then having a coach can help you course correct. Sometimes it's hard to know what the next right step is, But having someone who's walked that path, who's walked that journey before, can hold your hand and say, okay, this is where we need to go. This is why it's not working. What do we need to do to work together to start getting you to go this direction? Because if we do X, Y, and Z, then all of this will change. And it's nice to be able to relax and know that my coach is going to help me get there. I don't have to do all the figuring out. She's going to help me figure it out. And that's exactly what I'll do if you join me in Fat Loss Academy. So today is a special opportunity because today the cart is going to open for the waitlist members and for you. And you have an opportunity to join Fat Loss Academy for $300 off. The email is going to be going out tonight. You're going to get your special invitation. It's only going to last a couple of days. You're going to have to decide if you're in or out, if you want to take advantage of that exclusive $300 offer. But here's what you're going to get. 3 months of personal coaching access. We're going to work together privately and personally. Custom macros that are set and adjusted as needed throughout the program. So I'm going to create a macronutrition plan exclusively for you and your body, and I'm going to help adjust you and we can reset things as needed as we go through the program together. You're going to have weekly private online check-ins with me. The accountability, what you put in your mouth every single day, every week is going to matter. A macro tracking progress sheet. We're going to track more progress than just the nutrition, but we're going to have that data sheet so that we can see all the things you're doing right and we can course correct when things are going wrong. You're going to have anytime talks and text coaching access to me for continuous support. A customized workout program as needed, the way you need it. If you're good with your workouts, you know exactly what you like to do, great. We'll build everything according to that. If you're completely lost with your workouts, I can help you build one from the ground up. You'll get a 30-minute orientation call with me to get started. You're going to get the Fat Loss Academy Macronutrition Guide and Success Toolkit. I got macro cheat sheets, all kinds of tools and stuff to send you PDFs, forms, worksheets, handouts. I got a custom meal planning template to help you set up your meals, build them for the week, make it easier, set it, forget it, so you're not constantly stressing out over what am I going to eat today. And then, of course, additional resources. I got all kinds of tools and tricks up my sleeve that I can bring out as needed. So that email is going to be going out tonight. If you like everything that you've been learning so far in just this free 5-day mini course, you're going to love what's in store for you in Fat Loss Academy. And I would love to have the honor to work through all of your goals together, step by step, and walk through the next 3 months together. So for now, continue to track, continue to get in your calories. By now, you should know what your calorie goals are. You should know better about what you need to do in order to hit it. Let's see if we can get it in tonight. Maybe you can do some movement. Maybe you can get a resistance training or weight training session in today. Challenge yourself. Notice what limiting beliefs may come up with some of these things, what beliefs might need to be challenged, what thoughts might need to change. And then, of course, fill in your check-in sheet tonight. Tomorrow is the last day. So let's stay faithful, let's continue the course, and let's see what happens by day 5.